To those who run into the storm, stand firm in chaos, and hold the powerful to account, we say thank you. Now, we honor their service to our communities with the NAB Leadership Foundation's 2021 Celebration of Service to America Awards, with special appearances by NAB Leadership Award recipient Lin-Manuel Miranda, plus syndicated radio personality Delilah, celebrity stylist Jonathan Van Ness, comedian George Wallace, host of The Biggest Loser Bob Harper, sports radio host Jim Rome, culinary visionary Chef Huda, CBS News senior correspondent Anthony Mason, and from ABC's The View, Sonny Hostin. Our MC is the executive producer and Daytime Emmy award-winning host of The Tamron Hall Show, Tamron Hall.
I am thrilled to join my fellow broadcasters as we thank America's local radio and television stations for their extraordinary community service each and every day. This past year has been unlike any other. And during our most challenging days, America's local radio and television stations have been there for us when we needed them most. During our program, you will hear stories about radio and TV broadcasters going above and beyond to offer their audiences a reassuring voice, trusted, factual news, emergency information, and hope. We invite you to follow the hashtag BroadcastGood on social media to see the incredible public service efforts of local stations across the country. As a broadcaster, I can tell you that deep in our souls is an unrelenting commitment to always be there for our communities, to be connected to our listeners and viewers, to inform them, to educate them, to help them. I am proud to honor my broadcast colleagues' commitment with all of you. Our first award recognizes exceptional service to community for radio in a major market. Even with listeners numbering in the millions, the stations in this category show their deep connection to their community. Let's find out who the finalists are.
The nominees for the 2021 Service to Community Award for Radio in a Major Market are WBAL Kids Campaign, WBAL AM, Baltimore, Maryland. KYGO Wants to Talk, KYGO, Denver, Colorado. KTMY Rebuilds the Neighborhoods, KTMY, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minnesota. And WALR Takes on 2020 Election, WALR, Atlanta, Georgia. Announcing the winner is nationally syndicated radio personality Delilah.
The Minneapolis-St. Paul area saw crisis after crisis in 2020. Locally owned businesses took a huge hit. Restaurants operated at limited capacity due to COVID-19 safety restrictions and widespread unrest and destruction after the death of George Floyd left local establishments reeling. KTMY reached out to the Neighborhood Development Center, an organization that launches small and minority-owned businesses, and together they created the 10 Stories in 10 Days programs, allowing local businesses that were hurting to tell their stories in their own voice.
Even before the uprising, I think it's no secret the COVID crisis has struck a hard blow to restaurants all across the country, right here in our own backyard. And you were not immune to that, were you, my friend?
No, I'm not, Jason. And just to give you an idea, the COVID-19 pandemic, okay?
Yes.
So we have to close abruptly. And then May, the awful death of George Floyd. Oh, man. My prayers go to his family. And then King June, and the destruction on Lake Street, my friend, is like unbelievable.
I think that local radio is really personal, and those personal stories allowed listeners to connect with their neighbors and really come together and see the value in creating those relationships.
KTMY blew past their fundraising goals for this program, ultimately raising nearly $150,000 for the Neighborhood Rebuilding Fund. Congratulations to KTMY FM on winning the Service to Community Award in Radio for Major Markets. We are grateful for your ongoing commitment to supporting your local businesses. Your station and so many across the country are doing everything they can to help their friends, family, and neighbors to heal, rebuild, and recover. Now back to you, Tamron.
Our next award recognizes the outstanding community service performed by a television station in a medium market. These stations are not overshadowed by larger markets when it comes to community service. Their dedication to supporting their audiences is strong. Let's find out who the finalists are.
The nominees for the 2021 Service to Community Award for Television in a Medium Market are WKBW runs Buffalo Strong, Give 7, WKBW-TV, Buffalo, New York. WMC puts school on TV, WMC-TV, Memphis, Tennessee, and WMTV, Madison, Wisconsin. For WMTV makes commitment to feed the hungry. Announcing the winner is television personality, celebrity stylist, and activist Jonathan Van Ness.
Like many school districts across the country, Shelby County Schools in Memphis abruptly closed their doors in March 2020 and implemented remote learning in an effort to keep kids and staff safe at the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. Knowing this would be a huge adjustment for local students and teachers, WMC-TV immediately offered to help with the transition.
Many of those students are socioeconomically disadvantaged, with more than 75% qualifying for free or reduced meals. With learning entirely virtual and many students without access to a computer or high-speed internet, WMC stepped in to help.
WMC worked with Bounce Networks and the school superintendent to broadcast School on TV for 23 hours a week, allowing educators to deliver their lessons to students over the air for the remainder of the school year.
It gives our students multiple ways to be reached, and we just want to thank WMC TV Channel 5 for partnering with us.
When it became clear that school would continue remotely in the fall, each student was provided with a laptop from the county to ensure they could access their classes. But WMC quickly noticed something was missing: headsets.
When a student is trying to concentrate, or if there are multiple children in the house, a headset is a vital tool for success.
I'm so excited about the outpouring of support and how the community, they've wrapped their arms around our children here in Shelby County.
In a single day, WMC raised over $322,000 for headsets, kicking off a year of fundraising with a bang. Throughout 2020, the station partnered with a variety of charities and nonprofits in their community, from St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital to the Mid-South Food Bank and more.
2020 was a tough year for all of us. WMC is very proud that it raised more than $2 million that stayed right here in our community and was able to provide classroom education for thousands who may not have been able to access otherwise.
Congratulations again to WMC-TV on winning the Service to Community Award for television in a medium market. Thank you for your dedication to your community and to giving back when it matters most. Local stations like yours are addressing the unique challenges of this school year and doing what they can to help promote academic success. Once again, congratulations.
Incredible work from WMC. When we return, the awards for service to community for radio and television in small markets. Stay with us.
The Service to America Awards will be back after these messages. And now, Tamron Hall.
Welcome back. To be a small market station is to know your community inside and out. Listeners depend on these stations to bring them news and entertainment, not just from around the world, but from around the block, too. Our finalists for the Service to Community Award for Radio in a Small Market are doing just that and more.
The nominees for the 2021 Service to Community Award for Radio in a Small Market are KRIB Lights Up the Night, KRIB AM, Mason City, Iowa, KLQL, Luverne, Minnesota, Shares the Love, and KNDE FM, College Station, Texas, for 136 charities, $794,573 one day, and the KNDE team. Announcing the winner is award-winning culinary visionary and celebrity lifestyle chef, Chef Huda.
And the winner is KNDE-FM, College Station, Texas. Congratulations! When independent radio station KNDE-FM saw local nonprofits in its Brazos Valley, Texas community struggling during the pandemic, the station knew it had to do something to help. Working in partnership with the Community Foundation of Brazos Valley, the KNDE team held a 18-hour virtual giving event last October, educating its audience on the work of 136 charities and soliciting donations to keep its community afloat.
Everyone was hit so hard in 2020. This is a big way to say, we believe in you.
We were able to amplify, be that megaphone for these local groups that said, hey, we know you're hurting, what can we do?
In one day, the KNDE team raised more than $794,000, providing much needed support to local charities that saw themselves on the brink of extinction.
The one thing I think that we feel like we can't lose sight of in this job is local community service, about being actually dialed in and connected to the needs of your community. That is what makes us who we are.
For us as broadcasters, when our community is actively coming to us for relief, we do what we can to provide it. And this just seemed like such an easy solution.
Thank you, KNDE, for your incredible campaign to help your community and for demonstrating the power of local stations to bring communities together to help those in need. Congratulations on winning the Service to Community Award for Radio in a Small Market. Back to you, Tamron.
Later in our program, we will recognize and thank the 2021 Service to America Corporate Leadership Honoree, Procter & Gamble, for their dedication to improving lives in meaningful ways. But first, let's return to our small market stations and hear the finalists for the Service to Community Award for television.
The nominees for the 2021 Service to Community Award for Television in a Small Market are One You, One Me, One Community, WTOK-TV, Meridian, Mississippi, We Together, KSNT-TV, Topeka, Kansas, and KTVB-TV, Boise, Idaho, for 7 Cares, Idaho Shares. Announcing the winner is comedian George Wallace.
And the winner is KTVB-TV, Boise, Idaho. KTVB believes that no one should go hungry during the holidays. So you know what they did? They launched 7 Cares, Idaho Shares. And that's to help the local community and the organization provide the much-needed meals.
The goal is to fully stock the shelves of these nonprofits for winter. As the temperature drops, the need for food, shelter, and aid, it really grows in our community.
The 2-week virtual campaign received an outpouring of support from individuals and local businesses and raised more than 49,890 pounds of food and $950,000 to equal almost 2.9 million meals. The Boise community participated in a big way. KTVB's newscast inspired one local resident to match all cash donations from individuals. His matching donation totaled $350,000.
You think about what one small gesture from someone who obviously has the means to do this meant for our entire market and what that meant for our entire state.
Donations for the campaign helped more than 9 local nonprofits, including 4 Salvation Army Corps, the Boise Rescue Mission, River of Life Men's Shelter, City Light Home for Women and Children, Valley Women's and Children's Shelter, and the Idaho Food Bank.
We've provided over 9.4 million meals since 7 Cares Idaho Shares started in 2008. And it's all about Idahoans coming together to help each other.
Congratulations to KTVB-TV. We thank them for their efforts to rally the community to help their neighbors in need. Broadcasters are not only leading the charge for collecting money and donations for relief funds and meals, They're also using their airtime to inform, educate, and uplift their audiences. We love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Back to my friend Tamron.
Coming up, the Service to Community Award for Radio in a Medium Market. And we're back. The NAB Leadership Foundation was created more than 2 decades ago with a mission to prepare broadcast leaders at every level of their careers and to advance the diversity efforts of our industry. Here to tell us more is the president of the NAB Leadership Foundation and NAB's Chief Diversity Officer, Michelle Duke.
Thanks, Tamron. Both NAB and the NAB Leadership Foundation are committed to ensuring that the broadcast industry reflects the diverse audiences we serve. The Leadership Foundation's programs are focused on recruiting, training, and preparing our future leaders to propel innovation, inspire imagination, and design the technology that will shape our businesses and provide even greater support to our communities. Our programs are making a direct impact on the careers of broadcasters at every level. Whether you're in front of a camera, behind a mic, selling digital ads, or fixing engineering equipment, a career in broadcasting is also a career in serving your community. Let's learn more about the many fulfilling and inspirational careers in broadcasting.
Leading, informing, creating, innovating. There has never been a more important and exciting time to have a career in broadcasting. Pursue your passion, make a difference, and be heard. Whether it's in radio or television, opportunities await you. The NAB Leadership Foundation, committed to building a more diverse and vibrant future for broadcasting. That future includes you. Learn more at nabfoundation.org.
Our sponsors help us tell broadcasters powerful stories, and we thank each of them for helping to make this program possible. Broadcasters are first informers, news reporters, investigative journalists, public servants, innovators. We represent a free and open press, an essential pillar of our democracy, from the biggest moments that shape our lives to the stories that shine a light on the issues impacting our communities. Broadcasters are there. Let's learn more.
From the moments that shape our lives to those that shape our days, broadcasters are there, delivering the most trusted news that keeps you informed when it matters. We are your neighbors, a trusted voice, a lifeline. We are broadcasters. Text TV to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on your local TV and radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Broadcasters are immensely proud of our work to make a positive difference in our communities. Now, we are going to present the award for Service to Community for Radio in a Medium Market. These local radio stations are the heart of their communities, providing emergency updates to keep their listeners safe and informed, and improving the quality of life in their towns and cities.
The nominees for the 2021 Service to Community Award for Radio in a Medium Market are WSGW provides flood relief, WSGW Saginaw, Michigan, WBHJ Community Cleanup, WBHJ Birmingham, Alabama, and WYCT-FM offers Hurricane Sally relief efforts. WYCT-FM, Pensacola, Florida. Here to announce the winner is the host of the Jim Rome Show, Jim Rome.
When Hurricane Sally struck Pensacola, Florida last September, the team at WYCT-FM wanted to do something to help the community rebuild and recover from the storm.
It caused catastrophic damage. We had an entire bridge blown out for 8 months, and that causing millions of dollars in damage to not just our community, but our neighboring communities.
2 weeks after the storm, WYCT-FM partnered with the United Way of West Florida and their TV partners at WEAR-TV for Mission Restore Hope.
And we came together, set ourselves up at Cordova Mall, and then spent an entire day, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., raising money specifically for teams that were coming into the area to work, and they needed supplies. We raised over $300,000.
From tree trimming to tarp installation, several hundred groups and multiple nonprofit organizations who came to the area to help with recovery and cleanup efforts received the materials at no cost because the United Way of West Florida was able to use funds from the drive for supplies.
We really worked so hard together to support so much devastation in the area that when you have a day where people show up and are be like, thank you for what you do, it gave us the opportunity to be on site, and somebody would give us $5 or $100,000. That is amazing. Talk about filling your tanks. That is amazing. Well, the truth is, we live here, we work here, our people are all here, and so it's very personal. When something goes wrong or something goes right, I mean, that's what our radio station does.
Amazing work from WYCT, and their Service to Community Award for radio in a media market is much deserved. Congratulations on this honor. Your public service work is a shining example of local stations striving every day to help their communities, one problem, one emergency at a time. I now hand it back over to you, Tamarin.
After the break, we're going to announce the winner of the Service to Community Award for television in a large market.
The Service to America Awards will be right back. And now, Tamarin Hall.
Welcome back. Local stations in large markets go the extra mile to support their communities. Let's find out who the nominees are for the Service to Community Award for television large market.
The nominees for the 2021 Service to Community Award for television in a large market are KMGH takes on public safety, KMGH-TV, Denver, Colorado, WKMG works to make ends meet, WKMG-TV, Orlando, Florida, WISN feeds the hungry, WISN-TV, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and WCVB responds to 2 pandemics, WCVB-TV, Boston, Massachusetts. Announcing the winner is CBS News senior correspondent Anthony Mason.
And the winner is WISN from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, for their campaigns to help keep their communities fed. Local stations in large markets go the extra mile to support their communities. The coronavirus pandemic has had far-reaching consequences for every industry in every corner of the country. As WISN-TV in Milwaukee, Wisconsin saw it begin to reach their community, they quickly worked to help solve a problem that touched many aspects of life in Milwaukee.
A major part of our business is supplying milk to schools.
WISN knew they could help ensure that dairy farmers' excess milk could find use in other places. And they did. The station was the first in the area to get a fundraiser up and running to help provide immediate relief. WISN and Hunger Task Force's innovative Milk Buyback program helped not only get milk and dairy products to those in need, but it also helped one of the region's flagship industries stay afloat. Since 1974, WISN and Hunger Task Force have partnered to help raise money, food, and awareness for Milwaukee's only free and local food bank, typically raising $150,000 for Hunger Task Force annually. In 2020, thanks to the all-virtual Milk Buyback program, WISN helped raise more than $1 million for Hunger Task Force. So congratulations to WISN, from highlighting small businesses to supporting local charities and fundraisers. Local stations like WISN keep their communities informed about what's going on in their hometowns and offer assistance during difficult times. Tamarin, back to you.
Congratulations again to WISN. Don't forget to follow #BroadcastGood on social media to see what stations across the country are doing to help their neighborhoods, towns, and cities. We are now going to present a special award that recognizes several exemplary members of Congress.
In 2019, the NAB Leadership Foundation established the John D. Dingell Jr. Award for Excellence to pay tribute to the late Congressman John Dingell's dedication to public service and his impact on the broadcasting industry. We're pleased to present this prestigious award today to Senators John Tester of Montana and Jerry Moran of Kansas, and Representatives Mark Takano from California's 41st Congressional District, and former Representative Phil Rowe from Tennessee's 1st Congressional District. These exemplary legislators played an integral role as leaders on the Veterans Affairs Committees in the House and Senate in the passage of legislation to provide much-needed mental health resources to our nation's veterans. This legislation also reflects broadcasters' commitment and that of NAB and its Leadership Foundation to raise awareness of important health and social issues in our communities. Broadcasters salute America's service members and veterans and join Congress in supporting them during their greatest hours of need in providing mental, physical, and emotional support resources. Thank you for your outstanding leadership and dedication to serving those who have given so much to our communities and to our nation.
I want to thank very much the National Association of Broadcasters for honoring the Veterans Affairs leaders with the John D. Dingell Celebration of Service to America Award.
I'm pleased to accept this award named after a storied legislator and World War II veteran, which I believe puts into perspective the bipartisan and bicameral work we did to reduce veteran suicide last year.
As leaders on the House and Senate Veterans Affairs Committee, our top priority is to ensure we're living up to the promises that we've made to our men and women in uniform. That includes ensuring that they have access to the care that they've earned. Far too often, veterans return home with daunting mental health challenges, and it takes an all-hands-on-deck approach to ensure that no veteran slips through the cracks. And that's exactly what the two bills NAB is recognizing will do.
Our primary goal in the 116th Congress was to help lower the veteran suicide in this country. We've all heard the number of 20 veterans per day commit suicide. This is an unacceptable number.
This bill will provide hope to our veterans that help is within reach and demonstrate what can be accomplished when we all work together in support of a greater cause.
I want to thank all the veterans and their families to this great nation. God bless you. I wish you nothing but the best. Thank you so much for this award.
This program would not be possible without the gracious support of our presenting sponsors. I want to take a moment to thank Hearst Television for their invaluable support. As a presenting sponsor, not only is Hearst Television dedicated to delivering trusted, factual news to communities, it is also committed to giving back.
Now more than ever, local broadcasters play a trusted, critical role in serving our communities, to inform, to protect, to bridge divides.
I would say to your generation, you be who you want to be.
We're proud to sponsor the NAB Leadership Foundation's Celebration of Service to America Awards, because now's a time for more than just words. Hearst television stations from coast to coast are taking action and celebrating all who join us in supporting the important work of local broadcasters.
When we return, joining us to announce our next awards, Service to Community for Radio and Television Ownership Groups. From ABC's The View, Sunny Huston.
And now, Tamron Hall.
Welcome back. We're now going to learn who the finalists are for our next awards, Service to Community for Radio and Television Ownership Groups. The finalists in this category are leaders in the industry in more ways than one. They are shining examples of broadcasters making community service a foundation of who they are.
The nominees for the 2021 Service to Community Award for Radio from an Ownership Group are Summit Media, the power of radio, giving a voice to silent victims. iHeartMedia, Living Room Concert for America. Zimmer Radio and Marketing Group, Miracle for Kids Radiothon. And Alpha Media, United for Justice. Announcing the winner is co-host of ABC's The View, Sunny Hostin.
For 14 years, Zimmer Radio and Marketing Group has partnered with the Children's Miracle Network through MU's Children's Hospital through their annual Radiothon. The company raises money for and awareness of the needs of the children at the hospital and their families.
There's 4 radio stations. We're in the lobby of the hospital. We got our volunteers answering phones. We're taking pledges. We're talking to families. We've got the Miracle Kids there with us. I like to call it controlled chaos.
It's a lot of celebrating. It's a lot of tugging on the heartstrings type things too, because not all stories have happy endings.
The 14th annual Miracle for Kids Radiothon raised over $248,000 and awareness for the phenomenal work of the doctors, nurses, and staff every single day at the local children's hospital.
Our role as the personalities is to help the families get their stories out. They have the story. They just need a way to get it to the listeners, whose role is then to help us support them.
I think we love Radiothon so much here at Zimmer Communications because it's local. We drive that every single year. MU Healthcare Children's Hospital is in our backyard. The families that go there are the families that are our neighbors.
You never know what's going to happen, but it's always very emotional. It's always a little exhausting, but it's always worth it.
Zimmer's longtime commitment to this cause highlights their love for their community and shows how stations can use their platforms for good.
The money raised is astronomical. Over $3 million has been brought in the past 14 years. And so that's a huge amount of money. Zimmer Radio Group is providing over 3 million miracles to the kids that are in this community.
Congratulations again to Zimmer Radio of Mid-Missouri for the Service to Community Award for Radio for a Broadcast Ownership Group. The work you do brings light and hope to so many families.
Congratulations again to Zimmer Radio and Marketing Group. Our next award is for Service to Community for Television Ownership Group. These companies make service a priority in their mission among all their stations.
The nominees for the 2021 Service to Community Award for Television from an Ownership Group are ABC-owned television stations, Localish, Nexstar Media Group, Remarkable Women, the EW Scripps Company, The Rebound, and Hearst Television. Hearst Project takes on systemic racism. Announcing the winner is the host of The Biggest Loser, Bob Harper.
The coronavirus pandemic hit communities hard, changing our lives overnight. People lost jobs, small businesses struggled, and everyone worked hard to stay afloat. When the EW Scripps Company saw this, they jumped into action with The Rebound, an initiative aimed at providing information and resources to get Americans back to work and businesses back open.
This was a unique situation where every community across our group was dealing with the same thing. So we were able to pool resources together from our central teams to all of our local markets and really tackle the same signature issue, which was the rebound.
Over 9 months, all 61 of Scripps' local television stations highlighted creative ways businesses stayed open and showed how communities rallied around them week after week. From the investigative teams helping across the country get unemployment benefits to the education experts helping students get back to school safely, the Scripps local media team helped people manage the pressure and anxiety with advice and resources.
I think for local broadcasters, I think this was the time for us to step up. It was the time to help our communities heal. It was time to connect people to our communities. And it was really multifaceted. I think we were just as helpful to people trying to make it every day as we were to local businesses just hanging on to survive.
Every day for nearly a year, this group told stories that impacted our communities and gave people hope with the help of medical experts, data analysts, and more than 100 town halls and specials.
I think this is when we really matter. I think this is when people really needed us. And I think we really were as vital as we've been as an industry in a really long time.
Congratulations to the EW Scripps Company on winning the Service to Community Award for Television for a Broadcast Group. And thank you for your work educating and assisting Americans throughout this crisis. Back to you, Tamron.
Up next, the presentation of the Corporate Leadership Award, and we'll hear from presenting sponsor Bonneville International.
The Service to America Awards will be right back. Welcome back to the Service to America Awards.
This next award we're presenting is for corporate leadership. This honor is bestowed to a non-broadcast business for its extraordinary focus on community service and corporate social responsibility. We are pleased to present the 2021 Service to America Corporate Leadership Award to Procter & Gamble for their focus on improving lives across the globe. Let's learn more about their charitable work.
Procter & Gamble has always shared with the broadcasting industry a commitment to keeping the best interests of communities at the heart of everything we do. We have set out to improve lives in meaningful ways for more than 180 years. Our brands reach 5 billion people every day as we focus on improving the lives of every individual in all walks of life. We have a long history of partnering with broadcasters, having been an early broadcast pioneer and inventor of daytime entertainment with the soap opera.
And now for the next 30 minutes as the world turns.
First on radio and then on TV. We ran the very first commercial back in 1939. And like the honorees, we aim to tell stories with honesty, with integrity. We strive to recognize our shared humanity while embracing the value of our differences. We have the joy of helping people at the most important times in their lives. When they welcome a new addition to their families, embark on a new career, or choose a place to call home. Like journalists, we feel we have a great responsibility to help people and communities through life's toughest times, to help them navigate uncertainty and speed their return to normal, when the simplest of daily routines can bring hope and reassurance. In doing so, we hope to build better communities for each successive generation. And like a great news story, sometimes the smallest acts can make a big impact on the world. An equal world, a sustainable world, is a better world for everyone. Our purpose and our values drive us to make a home a better place to live and make our communities a better place to call home.
Congratulations to Procter & Gamble. Now I want to take a moment to thank another presenting sponsor, Bonneville International. We are also grateful to them for their longtime support as a founding partner. This company truly understands the vital role radio and television stations play in local communities across the country.
Bonneville International radio and television stations proudly entertain and inform the diverse communities we serve. In uncertain times, one constant endures: people coming together to serve and inspire. That's why all of us at Bonneville applaud this year's Service to America Award nominees for their outstanding efforts, for embracing the events and issues that challenge us all, and for providing a positive path forward.
Thanks again to Bonneville for their incredible support. We are entering the home stretch when we return the presentation of the Service to America Leadership Award.
Welcome back to the Service to America Awards. And now, Tamron Hall.
Our final award we are presenting is also the highest honor of the NAB Leadership Foundation, the Service to America Leadership Award, given to an individual. This award recognizes extraordinary public service efforts that have made a monumental difference in the lives of others. We are pleased to present the 2021 Service to America Leadership Award to Lin-Manuel Miranda for his partnership with the Hispanic Federation to support Latino communities throughout our nation and build one of the largest COVID-19 emergency relief funds in the country. Let's learn more.
A Pulitzer Prize, 3 Tony Awards, 3 Grammys, an Emmy, and a Kennedy Center honor. And yet, Lin-Manuel Miranda has never lost sight of the journey of those that came before him. When he saw his own life reflected in the story of Alexander Hamilton, it not only changed him, but altered the course of musical theater forever. For Lin, turning his talent and success into serving the greater good wasn't an option. It was in his blood. He's focused attention on supporting local small businesses, helped Puerto Rico's rescue and relief in the wake of Hurricane Maria's devastation. When the pandemic hit, he provided assistance to the most vulnerable, delivering emergency aid to community-based organizations and the countless they serve. He's worked tirelessly to help those impacted by the dimming of Broadway's lights, while continuing to entertain, enlighten, and enthrall us with his groundbreaking art. This selfless humanitarian has used his formidable talents and resources to help others, vowing to not throw away his shot. And now, the NAB Leadership Foundation's Celebration of Service to America Leadership Award recipient, Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Thank you to the National Association of Broadcasters Leadership Foundation for this incredible Service to America Award. My family, in partnership with the Hispanic Federation, launched a COVID-19 Emergency Assistance Fund in March 2020 to support Latino communities throughout the nation and the institutions that serve them locally, with a focus on helping the most vulnerable and impacted segments of our community: seniors, children and families living in poverty, undocumented immigrants, farm workers, day laborers, people without health insurance, and migrant families and refugees. The Hispanic Federation's fund has grown to become the most far-reaching Latino COVID-19 emergency relief effort in the country. The fund is actively supporting over 250 community-based organizations in 26 states and Puerto Rico to provide food, testing, housing, education, healthcare, workforce development, and other vital assistance to hundreds of thousands of people impacted by the virus. Through the end of November 2020, more than $14 million has been committed by the Federation's fund to make these efforts possible. And I have to say, philanthropy has long been a priority for my family. It's just something we grew up doing. And once we had the means to keep doing it, we were able to do it at this scale. The Emergency Assistance Fund has also really helped in terms of COVID-19 initiatives to support the Actors Fund and the Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS COVID-19 Emergency Fund. So I am incredibly honored to get this enormous award on our behalf, and will continue to work on everyone's behalf. Thank you so much.
Thank you again for joining me and the NAB Leadership Foundation for the 2021 Celebration of Service to America Awards. As a broadcaster, it has been an honor and a privilege to join you for this special program. A special thanks to all of our wonderful sponsors who helped to make this program possible. We invite you to learn more about the NAB Leadership Foundation's efforts to build a more diverse, initiative, and vibrant future for the broadcasting industry at nabfoundation.org. Congratulations again to this year's winners, and thank you to all of our local television and radio stations for rising to the occasion and supporting our communities in their time of need. We are not only helping our communities stay healthy, but we are also offering them hope and reminding them we are in this together.